Hello everyone, and welcome to the 10th edition of the Charmy Awards, where we'll be celebrating the best in genre films of 1979. I'm so glad we made it this far, and without any further ado, let's get on to our first category, Best Fantasy Feature. And the nominees for Best Fantasy Feature are Demon Pond by Masahiro Shinoda, Lupin III, The Castle of Cagliostro by Hayao Miyazaki, The Muppet Movie by James Frawley, The Tin Drum by Volker Schlöndorff. And the Charmy for Best Fantasy Feature goes to The Muppet Movie by James Frawley. Now for our second category, Best Horror Feature. And the nominees for Best Horror Feature are The Brood by David Cronenberg, Dawn of the Dead by George A. Romero, Dracula by John Badham, Nosferatu the Vampire by Werner Herzog. And the Charmy for Best Horror Feature goes to Nosferatu the Vampire by Werner Herzog. Now for our third category, Best Science Fiction Feature. And the nominees for Best Science Fiction Feature are Alien by Ridley Scott, The Black Hole by Gary Nelson, Mad Max by George Miller, Time After Time by Nicholas Meyer. And the Charmy for Best Science Fiction Feature goes to Alien by Ridley Scott. Now for our fourth category, Best Actor. And the nominees for Best Actor are Tomasaburo Bondo in Demon Pond, Bruno Ganz in Nosferatu the Vampire, Art Hindle in The Brood, Frank Langella in Dracula, Malcolm McDowell in Time After Time. And the Charmy for Best Actor goes to Malcolm McDowell in Time After Time. Now for our fifth category, Best Actress. And the nominees for Best Actress are Isabelle Adjani in Nosferatu the Vampire, Kate Nelligan in Dracula, Galen Ross in Dawn of the Dead, Mary Steenburgen in Time After Time, Sigourney Weaver in Alien. And the Charmy for Best Actress goes to Sigourney Weaver in Alien. Now for our sixth category, Best Supporting Actor. And the nominees for Best Supporting Actor are Charles Aznavour in The Tin Drum, Charles Durning in The Muppet Movie, Ian Holm in Alien, Austin Pendleton in The Muppet Movie, David Warner in Time After Time. And the Charmy for Best Supporting Actor goes to Charles Aznavour in The Tin Drum. Now for our seventh category, Best Supporting Actress. And the nominees for Best Supporting Actress are Veronica Cartwright in Alien, Samantha Egger in The Brood, Yvette Mimieux in The Black Hole, Joanne Samuel in Mad Max, Katharina Thalbach in The Tin Drum. And the Charmy for Best Supporting Actress goes to Samantha Egger in The Brood. Now for our eighth category, Best Score. And the nominees for Best Score are The Black Hole by John Barry, Dracula by John Williams, Lupin III, The Castle of Cagliostro by Yuji Ono, Mad Max by Brian May, Time After Time by Miklos Rozsa, The Tin Drum by Maurice Jarre. And the Charmy for Best Score goes to The Black Hole by John Barry. Now for our ninth and final category, Best Original Song. Song. And the nominees for Best Original Song are Movin' Right Along from The Muppet Movie, Rainbow Connection from The Muppet Movie. And the Charmy for Best Original Song goes to Rainbow Connection from The Muppet Movie. Well, that's it for now, everyone. See you all in another 2 weeks, because then we're entering the 80s.